everyone, and welcome to the premiere of the Northwest Chicago Street Fest Studio Podcast. We were looking to have a fun show where we dive into some of the backstories behind some of the moments we made at the street festivals this summer. We're also going to be having interviews, musical performances, tasting weird food such as tonight, jalapeno Oreos. And also for your convenience, there are chapters in the description if you want to see a specific part of this video. And also make sure that you are following us on Facebook, where there is a lot more content. You are missing out if you are not following us on Facebook. So first up is an interview with yours truly. And I would just like to ask Tyler, what's your first question from me, bud?
It is going to be a funny show, by the way. You got that right. But anyways, I just like to say,
in the mic, man.
You've been doing this now for a while now, and it was a great summer, and I know you've been in journalism a lot, and it seems like you're really into journalism. So I get it why this started. But how did the idea of this come from? Like, technically, though, I know you're in the journalism, but how?
That's a good question, Tyler. I got this microphone for my birthday in February, and it was the best gift I ever got. And I always went to the street festivals every summer, and I figured if I'm going, I might as well start covering them, starting a YouTube channel. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is not my first YouTube channel. I actually have taken some of the experience that I have had with previous channels and utilized that at this channel to help reach viewers, to try some fun things. Actually, before this podcast, I had a gaming channel that the video game that I was covering followed me. And so I've had experience doing content creation before. So I thought this was a really good idea, and I thought it was some fun we could do. And right when I got the idea, it was like that eureka moment. It was like, wow, like this is going to be really good. I'm so excited. I couldn't wait for summer. And, we thought originally it was going to be like a cover band podcast. We decided to not just include the music, but to include the food, to include the people, interesting people that really were the stars of the show and kept our channel interesting. And so I look at this as an opportunity to spend time with my bro, an opportunity to meet new people, an opportunity to just have a good time. And what was so important about having this idea was I wanted to share something with the local community. So many, if you look at citywide coverage or even from the news, let's say, they're not going to dive into the local food, the local people, local businesses, local music. And that's what we do. We dive into that stuff. And we give something to say that, hey, when people watch us, they're like, hey, I know where that's at. That's, I love going to that festival every year. Or, hey, I love going to that restaurant. Or hey, I love seeing that band. So people can resonate with something in their neighborhood when they watch Northwest Chicago Street Fest. So what's your second question, bud?
Well, I just wanted to ask this, you're always going up to people at each, like, oh, okay, we're just going to interview this person. It's like, no problem. So, like, where did you get the tenacity to do something like this? Because it just seems so easy.
It's a funny thing because it's not. And a lot of you don't know this because you don't see it off camera. But when I started this, I was not the most extroverted person. And I got stage fright, and I still did. I mean, a lot of you didn't see it, but right before I would hold this mic, right before all the great moments that we made, I was scared to start. My cameraman knows this because he saw me procrastinate all the time. Say, oh, I have another note to write, or oh, I have another excuse. Might as well just wait 10 more minutes. And so I was very nervous, and at first I didn't talk to people. And I remember Taste of the Splains, it was early June, and I was very nervous. I thought it was just like I had crippling stage fright, and it was a failure. And I asked someone, hey, do you want to be in this podcast? Do you want to answer some questions? And they flat out rejected me rudely and said, no. And I took that as a failure. And after that night, I really did want to quit. But what I love about that is that it showed perseverance. Because I wasn't going to let some failure bring me down, just like anything in life. And so I kept going anyways. And the next thing you know, the next festival we're at Island in the City Fest, we get an interview with Adam Blair from Seventh Heaven. And in that moment, I just had the tenacity to do it, to just ask him, to say, hey, do you want to get an interview? And it worked out. And he invites us backstage. And then the next week at Taste of Park Ridge, we're in front of hundreds of people, you know, on stage. So I think really it is important to chase what you want in life, to not be afraid, and that even if you fail, just try anyway. Because if I would have given up after that night, this podcast would not be here. So many great summer memories would not be here. I honestly would have lost a lot of just a lot of good memories. A lot of I'm so glad that I chose not to give up. So really, my tenacity is a story of perseverance of other people that were kind enough to want to be on our podcast that begged us to interview them, and it was like those extroverts inspired me to say, okay, people, not only, we're not a nuisance to people. People want to be on this podcast. People want to have a voice and want to share the fun that they're having. And so it was really an eye-opening experience of how nice people can be, because we really didn't expect such a positive reception, especially after what happened at Taste of Des Plaines. Did you got any other questions?
Yes, well, yeah, you were just saying how, about the favorite moments, like, you were saying about, like, Park Ridge and stuff, and, like, Seven to have an interview at Adam Blair. So, that just reminded me, though, like, what are some of your absolute favorite moments, as you mentioned there?
Favorite moments. Favorite moments. That's hard to say, honestly, because there were so many, and I can't say there was one favorite. I can just go through a list of some of my favorites. There were, let's say, going backstage, as I said before, for Seventh Heaven, and getting that interview with Nick Cox, the guitarist. That was a really good experience. Uh, getting interviews with people that were very entertaining. They were actually very funny people. I love that this wasn't a scripted comedy, but yet we got some laughs out of this because people are just so interesting. You don't have to give them a Hollywood script, and they can put on a really good show. So the interesting characters that we met was uh, some of my favorite moments. Just meeting these people, it's like I want to hang out with these people now. And of course, I think other moments, a lot of the interviewing those bands, and a lot of those were just. I mean, there's so many to name. I don't want to leave out people. That's why I don't want to name a whole list. But just being able to get those interviews and people asking. Two moments that I will talk about, and there's much more. And throughout episodes of the podcast, we're going to talk about each individual story. But two moments that I will remember. Number one is when we did the hot dog taste test for Twins Gyros. Um, I honestly loved that. And it didn't matter to me. I know, like, kind of like whatever viewers I had were now able to. I was telling them, go get this hot dog because it's really good. You really should get it. But it's just so many smiles. Like, what for me, we gained so much, and it wasn't just the a free hot dog, which they gave us it for free, but so many smiles. I'll look back at that moment. I cannot conceal a smile when I reflect on that moment. It's always one of my favorites. A lot of times you kind of get that, like, something unexpected, and that was unexpected. Harwood Heights Fest, when we went there, we didn't think it was going to be that good, and turns out we had one of the best moments we ever had. And a second moment that I like to talk about as well is, and I know it's not really talked about much, is the interview with Pete Greco from the Lounge Puppets. That was a favorite just because of the work ethic that we put into that. We interviewed him at 11:30 at night. There was practically no one left from the fest, and that just reminded me that we have to be able to work hard. If you want to be successful at something, show that you're gonna stay late. You're gonna be there before everyone, and you're gonna stay there after everyone. So that was a lesson that it taught that experience taught me. But there's many more to talk about. This is just the first episode. We're just kind of touching the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more to come. So please tune in. Please subscribe because we're going to be talking about much more. So Tyler, got any other questions?
Just the last one here. The last one here. So what do you guys? I mean, like, what does Northwest Chicago Street Fest represent?
What do we represent? That's a good question. We represent fun. We represent the local community, the northwest side of Chicago. and the surrounding suburbs. We represent hardworking Chicagoans who want to have a good time and work nonstop. So they come to these festivals on the weekends and they know how to party. We represent wanting to see some of the best food, best music, but mostly it's just to have a good time. I've done this, and we didn't expect so many people to watch us. We didn't expect these bands that are following us to follow us. But the best part of this has been fun. So if I were to say it or summarize it in one word, it would be fun. It's been a heck of a ride, let me tell you. And we represent chasing dreams. We represent, as I said before, perseverance, with our struggles at the start of this. And that's, I think, a mindset that everyone that is watching this should follow, is to say, hey, if you have that fun idea and you love doing something, go for it. Do it. Don't wait for your dreams to come. Chase your dreams now. And that's what we represent, is we are dream chasers, and we'll never stop. And we'll see you next year in 2024, where we'll be more at festivals. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think it's time for something very scary, and I'm honestly going to cringe, because I think it's time for jalapeno Oreo.
It's time for jalapeno Oreos.
This is very scary because I'm scared. I'm genuinely scared to have this. What? Oh gosh. Do I have to reveal this? So this is the moment everyone's been waiting for. And can I show you? And you probably can't see. Watch it all fall, but it's jalapeno. Looking at it looks silly, honestly.
The new challenge, though, is you gotta put the jalapeno in between the cookie and eat the cookie.
I said I wanted to do this, but I'm having second thought. It smells bad. Oh, gosh. Eat it in between the cookie.
Yeah. You gotta
so I have a jalapeno and Oreo.
Open the Oreo.
We're just having some food
You gotta open the Oreo,
here.
put the jalapeno in that cookie, and eat it.
Oh, gosh. Alright, so you have Oreo cookies. They normally have white cream, sometimes double stuff, jalapenos. Watch the people that make Oreos. They'll capture on this idea, and next year in stores. Oh gosh, this looks sickening. We're gonna put a jalapeno on top too. Ooh, I don't want to eat it. I'm scared. You eat it first. Here, I'm making you a sandwich. You're eating it first.
No, you're the lead.
No, I don't. I said I was gonna do this for YouTube, but I'm scared.
Here, I'll eat. I'll chomp it down in 2 seconds.
It's funny, you can talk about doing this, and then when it's right in your face, it doesn't sound as pleasant.
It's just a little bit.
You eat it then if it's just a little. I'm scared, actually.
Well, no one can see me eat it.
I am scared.
Eat at the same time.
I am scared. Let me get my phone because I gotta make this a YouTube short. I gotta make this a YouTube short, people. Look. Jalapeno and Oreo. Okay. So look, everyone. I got jalapenos and I got jalapenos and Oreos. And I'm gonna eat them.
I got some too.
Let's try this. I don't want to. Please.
It's good. Not bad.
Oh gosh.
Good mine. That's actually really good. I'm not building you.
That's spicy.
That's good.
Oh. What are you? Oh my gosh. This is a bad idea. Guess what?
It's really good. I like it. It's delicious. It's really underrated. I'd recommend eating this.
I gotta get some water. The water's hot too.
He's over exaggerating. That's good.
Oh, it's hot though. The water's not helping.
I recommend getting this in stores. It's delicious.
Dude, jalapeno Oreos. Hey, guess what, guys? You want us to eat something crazy? Put it in the comments. Please go easy on us for our sakes.
Because next week it's going to get harder.
Yeah, so put your comments, because if you want to see us eat something funny, or you want to see us suffer, there's more. Who's eating these?
That
Not
was
me.
just level 1.
Who's eating? Not me.
I'll eat another one. That was just level 1.
Oh.
Believe me.
Oh
Stuff
my
that's
God.
the combos next time, it's going to be
What
way
was that?
worse. Way worse.
Oh my God. That was not pleasant. I feel sick. So, you want to see some funny moments and never before seen footage? Great. So, let's get to that blooper reel, shall we?
Taste of display is welcome. Or, sorry. It's not taste of display. We were there earlier.
Subscribe to Northwest Chicago Street Fest. Check out the new podcast coming in October. You must. It's GOAT approved. I don't want you now.
That's okay. All good. And we're going to do a tour of the fest in a little bit and get some great food. All right. Someone's running. You don't want to be. They asked.
Okay, so that'll be it for the first episode of the Northwest Chicago Street Fest podcast. I think it went pretty well. I mean, I wasn't really accustomed to trying jalapeno Oreos, but I was so glad to try something fun, and we're going to have much more fun moments and memories. So make sure that you are subscribing, because episode 2 comes out next Saturday. So we're going to have some more food. Leave your comments what you want to see us try. Have a good one, everyone.
And don't forget too, new T-shirt of Northwest Chicago Street Fest is coming out in the future pretty soon, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, merch is coming soon. See you around soon, everyone. We've made some memories in the summer. We're going to have some awesome memories in the fall. This was a good first episode. It went better than I thought, honestly. This was fun.
Have a good one, and thanks for the camera time. It really went well.
Yep. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care now.